Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series, brought to you by FEGPC.net. We are at Dover International Speedway, getting ready to fire things off for this segment. And as always, I'm your host, James East, with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second. As right now, drivers getting lined up on the grid, ready to go. Let's run through the grid for today's main event. Ryan Strunk in the 77 starts on pole. Jeff Radke starting second. Corey Stahl in the 66 starting third. John Ballou starting fourth. Chad Ross starting fifth. Stephen Page starts sixth. Jay Darger starting seventh. Eric Parks starting eighth. Jeff Merck starting ninth. We've got Josh Bonwell starting 10th. Don Mullahan starts 11th. Dalton McKinney starting 12th. Cycling it on back, we've got Derek Fulton starting 13th. Jeff Vickery starting 14th. Wally Babb starting 15th. James Kaufman starts 16th. Larry McDonald starting 17th. Ricky Howell Jr. in the number 5 starts 18th. Jeremy Osborne starts 19th. Kenneth McCullough Jr. will round out the 20-truck grid here today. And welcome to our fans, friends, and family from across the world. Tune in, supporting the drivers, supporting the league, as well as supporting the broadcaster. We couldn't do it without our fans all across the world. And we've got Jay Darger hopping on the broadcaster and the YouTube side of things, cheering on himself and the rest of the guys over at Team 3. Let us know, again, where you're from, who you're cheering on here. Drivers will frequently have the broadcast pulled up on a separate device, and if not, they just about always go back and watch it again as the field rolls out onto the hot track here at Dover. We've got 135 laps on the schedule. As we get them lined up behind our iRacing safety car. It'd be one lap of eye-pacing conditions before we send them off and underway, as yes, the safety car comes down pit road. That's Strunk and Radke on the front row. And we are green flag racing here at Dover. Strunk's gonna have the inside line, the 77, Radke up high, the 51. You've also got John Ballou in the number 9. Gaining a couple of positions the quick way, moving up. Looks like Corey Stahl and Jeff Radke both going to lose one spot early on. If we go a little bit further back, we've got other moves being made. Ooh, and we're 3 wide. Who is that? Is that Ricky Howell Jr. splitting down the middle? He's going to move up 7 spots already on the opening lap. Qualified in 18th, has moved up to 11th early on here. And oh, I see problems. It looked like that was McKinney. Looked like he hit the inside wall. Not seeing any damage inside that 46 machine. Must have had a snap loose moment, I suppose. As that has given the top 8 drivers about a 1-second breakaway from the 46, who sits in 9th. Race leader still Ryan Strunk. Ballou sitting in 2nd. Not too far ahead, Jeff Merck, the number 60 Toyota Tundra. He's still making moves. He's edging around Stephen Page, the number 1. Looks like Jay Darger is going to come down pit road in the 57 machine. Must be involved in some sort of incident. I didn't catch it on our race statistics here. As Ryan Strunk has somehow pulled a 3-second advantage over the rest of the field in the 77 and climbing fast. John Ballou sitting in 2nd. He's got a freight train of drivers behind him. Something must be going on, maybe some fuel saving strategy, as Strunk 6 to 7 tenths faster than the rest of the field here. Darger makes his way into his pit stall. Let's see if he's going to be there for a long time. 25 seconds and counting. as Ryan Strunk, your race leader, continues to stretch his legs out front. Last time by, let's see what it updates to. Strunk with a 23.3, Ballou a 23.84. The rest of the field a half second off the pace of race leader. More great racing across the track. There is going to be Dalton McKinney losing a spot to Ricky Howell Jr., our current hard charger, who's up 9 spots in that number 5. Darger tuned in from what is now the spectator area. He must have been involved in some sort of incident because he is not happy now on the side of the wall. Up front in third place, Jeff Radke has Jeff Merck right behind the number 60 machine. Merck up 5 spots, Radke down 1. Your race leader Strunk just still stretching the advantage up towards the tippy end of the field. And I've got to wonder, as we pan back to your race leader, how much longer will it be before he's facing lap traffic? It's about a 23 to 24 second lap time here at Dover. And you can see the massive advantage that Strunk has built up, a 4.7 second gap. Jeff Merck continues to make moves. The number 60 machine slide at the inside line of Jeff Radke in the 51. Merck taking over the third place spot, moving up into podium contention. That's 6 positions gained so far for Merck. As right now it's Chevrolet running first and second with Strunk and Ballou. You've got Merck and Radke both in Toyotas running third and fourth. And you'll have to look far and wide for our fastest Ford on track because we don't have any here this evening at Dover. It is a field entirely consisting of Chevrolet and Toyota, predominantly a Chevrolet stacked field. Field starting to stretch out a little bit. You have to go back to 6th place Chad Ross. He's got Corey Stahl about 2/10 ahead of him in the 66. He's also got Stephen Page, the number 1. Also the equal distance behind, about 2/10 as Page runs 7th, down 1 spot. The lap time's clicking off fairly quickly here, at least so far. And it looks like the field all running single file here. As I say that, I think that's Ricky Howell trying to force Eric Parks up into the high line. Howell, the teal, black, and white number 5 Chevy, right behind Parks in the 73 Chevy. Going up a little bit further ahead, Corey Stahl, the 66. He's about 6/10 back from Jeff Radke, who's sitting in 4th, but a freight train of drivers right behind Stahl. You've got Ross, Page, Howell, Parks, Vickery, McKinney, Mullahan, Bonwell, Fulton, a lot of fast drivers, single file here. So it looks like McKinney looks to fire back on the inside of the number 21. And he's also got John Mullahan working the outside line here. Mullahan all the way up against the wall as the field gets a little bit squirrely there. Now this is where we're going to start to see tire fuel management already becoming a factor. 18 laps in, the pace starting to fall off by about a second from what these drivers are able to do hot lapping. You can watch Josh Bonwell trying to find an opening here against McKinney. Bonwell's down 2 spots, but he could be driving with long run in mind. You got to be careful. Derek Fulton, our 70 machine, looking for a way around. I think Fulton's sporting a new paint as well here this month for Sector 7. Bonwell hops out of line, goes to the inside line. Derek Bolton will follow soon, the number 70 machine. McKinney looks like, yes, he's going to fall back to 13. And now Mullahan trying to close the gap. McKinney doing a good job staying right there with the 70 of Fulton. Fulton keeping the pressure on Bonwell's 56 machine as well. Now it looks like Dargert is going to come back out on track after 6 minutes and 50 seconds in his pit stall. You can just barely see him there on the right side of your screen coming back out of the hot track in that 57. Dargert's unfortunately be about 17 laps down for the rest of the field here, but every point matters in these championships. Camera crew pointing back up front to Ryan Strunk in the 77. He's got a little bit of lap traffic to contend with. That looks like it's going to be the number 14 of Jeremy Osborne, a relative newcomer here to the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series. And a little bit further back, looks like Wally Babb in a battle with John Mullahan. Babb, the Georgia native in the black and yellow 99. Mullahan up high in the fluorescent green number 6. You've also got what looks to be James Kaufman closing the distance as well. Right behind is Babb and Mullahan still side by side in the battle for 14. And look at these guys going at it. Oh, you know, that's not Kaufman right behind. That's Darger getting back out on track in the 57. Trying to gain some of his laps back here. Darger going to be mindful not to interject himself too much into somebody else's race. But you can definitely see the fresh tires in that 57 machine. How much quicker and how much tighter Darger is able to throw that truck around as Mullahan has a big moment, checks up. And that's going to put James Kaufman as well as Kenny McCullough on the back bumper of that number 6 of Mullahan as it looks like things stretching out a little bit. And back up a little bit further ahead, you got a battle for 10th, Jeffrey Vickery, as well as Derek Fulton battling for 10th. Fulton down low at Dover. Makes his way around Vickery, but we just heard impact ahead. That may mean the field's going to be checking up here. I think that is going to be Osborne. Yes, hopping out of the way for the lead lap trucks. Not a lot of room here at Dover to make those big moves, especially with traffic getting a little bit exciting. Larry McDowell, the number 80 Toyota Tundra, he's going to come down pit road a little bit early. As we check back in with race leader Ryan Strunk, now only 1.2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Strunk early on had built up over a 4-second advantage. But Ballou and friends behind who are closing the gap. Those are guys that are extremely good when it comes to fuel and tire strategies, as well as keep an eye on dark horses such as Kenneth McCullough Jr., currently 17th. He qualified at the very tail end of the pack, but we've seen McCullough do some pretty wild stuff when it comes to strategy. Going to be 17 drivers on the lead lap of the 20 who entered this main event. And We may also have a battle for third shaping up. Jeff Merck has Jeff Radke, Corey Stahl, Chad Ross right behind him as well. That is third through sixth on your screen right now. They are about 1.6 seconds back from Baloo in second. Oh, and things are tightening up. Radke looks to the inside line of Merck, Stahl, Ross, and Howe. Also looking for a way through here. Merck's going to hold on to it a little bit faster on the high side. Radke throws it back down low. Trying to make that pass stick, and Radke will do it, moving up into podium contention. Merck falls back to fourth. He's still up 5 spots, but keep an eye a little bit behind these guys. There's Ricky Howell Jr. He's up 12 positions so far, and we haven't had any pit stops yet. As this battle, what is assumed to be a very heated battle for third going on, John Ballou is catching up to Ryan Strunk, has whittled it down to a quarter of a second between the number 9 and second, and your race leader Strunk in the 77. And Howe keeping the pressure on stall 66. Here comes Howell at the inside line of Stahl, trying to facilitate that pass, moving into the top 5. Well, looks like he has the momentum on the inside. Yes, he will get clear of Stahl. And what's going on up front? John Ballou, Ryan Strunk battling for the lead here. Ballou working the inside line. We think he may have been saving a little bit of tires. Strunk hung up on the high line. Jeff Merck, the number 60, he's going to be the first driver down pit road for what I think is an official green flag stop. Not barring any technical issues, as Strunk and Ballou still going at it here. Strunk doing the absolute best he can to keep Ballou at bay. Ballou working that inside line. Shows Strunk ahead at the line by just about 1/100 of a second. How long can he hold on to? Working the side draft with the number 9. No, Ballou's going to slide up in front, officially taking over the race lead in fashion. John Ballou is going to get a credit for a lap led here at Dover as he makes his way down the start-finish line stretch, crossing line, heading into 1 and 2. He was about 2/10 faster than Strunk that last time by. There's Jeff Merck rolling out of pit road, getting back out on track. Merck in his pit stall for 15 seconds, signifying a 4-tire pit stop. Here's James Kaufman, Dalton McKinney battling for 13th. You can see a little bit of race stripes beside that 46. Making himself acquainted with our good old friend outside wall of Dover. As Kaufman holds on to 13th, he's still up 3 spots from where he started in that 41. Ryan Strunk in the 77. After leading most of the race so far, he's coming down pit road. We're going to get the live timing tower pro to the left side of your screen to see where those favorite drivers reside as we are officially into the green flag stops of today's main event. Currently watching Stahl and Ross 4th and 5th. Now Strunk in the 77 does not want a caution to come out at this point. Wants to stay on the lead lap. You've also got Stephen Pace, Jarek Fulton fighting for 6th. Strunk leaving his pit stop after 15.4 seconds. Again, another 4-tire pit stop. It's going to be very interesting to see how the strategies develop and play out for these drivers. Jeremy Osborne also coming down pit road for a green flag pit stop on lap 43. Bonwell in the 56 comes down pit road. Now up front, looks like John Ballou has company as Radke and Howe start to close that gap. It's Ballou, Radke, Howe, 1, 2, 3. Looks like your top 10 drivers have yet to come down pit road as you see Stephen Page, number 1, making his way into the box. Oh, here comes Ballou. Radke follows very closely. Ricky Howe Jr. stays out number 5. He is now up 17 positions, qualified 18th. I believe he was up 7 or 8 on the first lap. And continues that hard charge. Your top 5 now: Howe, Stahl, Fulton, Vickery, and Babb staying out just a little while longer. Howe comes down pit road. Will Stahl follow? Yes, he will. Derek Fulton gets into the back of Stahl. There's problems on pit road. Derek Fulton's in trouble here. Here comes Wally Babb making his way on, but oh no, Fulton in big trouble there. Looks like just one driver staying out and stretching the fuel to the maximum. That's Kent McCullough Jr. He qualified again, qualified last. He's now up 19 positions on pit strategy. But he's been riding around very slow that last lap. A 25.32 his last time by. Yes, now McCullough's going to come down pit road. I think that's going to put Jeff Merck back as your race leader in the number 60 Toyota Tundra. Now, luckily for Derek Fulton, did not get a pit road penalty there for an unsafe entrance. Had that issue before the entry cones, the commitment cones, I believe. Oh, as Jeff Merck narrowly gets around a driver tagging the wall there. Was that Kaufman, I wonder? I think it was in the 41. No, it was not Kaufman. Who was that? McDonald? Yeah, it was Larry McDonald, the number 80 machine, had those issues. Kent McCullough Jr. completes his pit stop, getting back out on track. Now, Merck came down pit road with a bit of an undercut. He came on lap 36 for his pit stop. A large portion of the field stretched out to lap 46, 47. That's going to put Merck 7.4 seconds ahead of John Ballou. If we pan a little bit further back, looks like we've got action for 6th. Ricky Howe, that hard charger, putting the pressure on Ryan Strunk. Strunk going a little bit high there in the 77. As the lead lap drivers, looks like they're getting around Larry McDonald's number 80 machine. It also looks like Chad Ross has his hands full with Jeff Radke. Ross goes high, Radke goes down low. Radke takes over the podium position. And now here comes Ricky Howe Jr. in that number 5. The hard charger so far this evening is going to keep the pace and momentum. as the green flag stops are officially completed so far for our first pit cycle here at Dover. We've made it just about 55 laps so far. We have not seen a caution. We've seen a few close calls here. As these trucks tighten up, makes it a little bit tougher, a little bit tighter for these drivers to avoid meeting that outside wall. And you're going to see a few more tire marks around the wall by the time it's all said and done, I believe. As these guys are at the absolute limit. Speaking of limit, Baloo's having to find a new one as Radke keeps the pressure on that number 9 machine. No time to slow down as Radke shoots the inside. Here comes Ricky Howe Jr. to follow suit in the 5. Radke moves up to second. Howe now up to third. They're still about 5.8 seconds back from race leader Jeff Merck, who took that pretty substantial undercut on pit strategy. McDonald comes back down pit road. The number 80 still have all 20 drivers out on track who entered this main event. John Ballou sliding back ever so slightly. He's got company from Ross in the 38. This will be for the battle just inside the top 5. Ballou running 4th, Ross running 5th. As the field working through traffic, John Mullahan goes a lap down in the number 6. He's currently 17th, down 6 positions from his original qualifying spot. Not quite halfway to the finish here so far at Dover. Having about 7-8 more laps to go. But still great racing all across the place. There's Stephen Page making a move up into 6th. Ryan Strunk's going to fall back to 7th. Page quickly building up a little bit of a gap there. He's got about 5 lap newer tires than Strunk, but we think Page may be on a 2-tire strategy here. Larry McDonald returns back to the racing surface. That was his 2nd stop of the evening. Josh Bonwell also down pit road. And the number 56. Here comes Corey Stahl in the 66, trying to make a move on Strunk in the 77. Stahl down low. Will he get clear? Yes, he will, of Strunk in the 77. Looks like a lot of single car racing at this point. Let's check in on race leader Jeff Merck. Not having to fight traffic too much. I believe that may have been Bonwell in the 56, hopping out of the way of the race leader. But Merck steadily losing time to Jeff Radke in the 51. Radke gaining about 0.3 to a half second per lap. As Merck having to fight a little bit with traffic. That was the number, I think that was the 80 of McDonald. As we still have 15 drivers on the lead lap, all 20 still out on the racing surface. But Jeff Radke is coming for the race lead in the 51. He qualified 2nd, currently 2nd out on track, and he's got 10 lap newer tires than Merck does. A little bit more traction to throw that Toyota around. Toyota still running 1st and 2nd as it stands. Radke up the inside line. Merck hard into the outside wall, coming out of turn 4. And now that's going to put Ricky Howell up into second as well. Howell has 1 lap fresher tires than new race leader Jeff Radke. As Merck quickly falls back about 0.8 of a second. There's Josh Bongwell returning back to the racing surface. Howell has a big run, closes the gap to race leader Radke to 0.3. Let's see, is Howell going to make a move? He showed a whole lot of aggressiveness so far here tonight. Don Baloo moves up into a podium spot, currently 3rd, edging out Jeff Merck in the number 60. When is Radke going to make a move here, or is he going to try and set the pace behind Radke, forcing the 51 to go a little bit faster than he wants, and see if he can play with the other driver's strategy? Here comes Howell. On the inside line, Radke running the middle groove. Howell quickly getting clear of the 51, and he's once again up 17 spots. The overcut working well for that number 5, taking over the race lead as we are well past the halfway mark. Will Radke fire back, or is he content following along with Howell in that bright baby blue number 5? Also looks like Chad Ross making a move. That's going to be Jeff Merck coming back down pit road on a shorter fuel strategy than the rest of the drivers. That'll put Ross up into 4th, Stahl up into 5th. And there's John Mullahan getting a lap back as well, or getting a lap back at least. And these drivers are about 5.5 seconds back from race leader Ricky Howell. Radke doing a good job staying right there with the race leader as well, as Stahl finds himself well off the racing line. Well, a little bit of a bump there to Mullahan. Gotta be careful. As now you've got drivers on different laps with different tire strategies all intertwined, putting themselves squarely in the danger zone. Oh, Mullahan with another mistake. Stahl gets back, putting Mullahan back down another lap. And speaking of racing, Ryan Strunk, Eric Parks, Jeffrey Vickery running 7th, 8th, and 9th. Separated by less than a half second between all 3 drivers. Strunk holding on to it. You can tell Parks and Vickery want to get up. Parks in the exact same spot he qualified. Vickery's up 5 positions thus far. Parks holding on to the 8th place spot, but Vickery still hunting for a couple of more positions. Now just about everybody inside the top 10 all came in around lap 46, 47. You have Ryan Strunk, he came a little bit early on lap 40. And Stephen Page came in on lap 45. Other than that, just about everybody around that 46, 47 pit cycle mark. That should put the next fuel window open up around lap 85. It'll close about lap 95 at the latest. Watching the three-car battle, you've got Parks and Vickery separated by about 1/10 of a second. Quarter of a second back, though. Keep an eye out. Here comes Derek Fulton. He had that problem on pit road. We know he has the pace, but it's going to be an uphill battle for the friendly Canadians. I say that a little bit loose there to avoid getting in the back of Victory. Fulton holds on to it, but now he's about a half second back from the number 21. Fulton still holding on to a top 10 position here. It's just ahead of Fulton. He's got a good bird's eye view of the three trucks battling for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Vickery doing everything he can to try and get around Eric Parks. Still not having too much luck as of yet. Vickery right on the back bumper of Parks. I think it's well too early in the race to see too many bump and runs come into play here. I think Vickery's going to play it safe, following along the black rifle back to 73 of Parks. They just wait for an opening, wait for a mistake. They may have a little bit of traffic ahead that could either help or hurt the strategy amongst all three drivers here in this fray. And they're also catch up to Ryan Strunk, 77. He sits in 7th. The gap now down to about a half second. Derek Fulton does not seem to be in a hurry to wait. He's trying to get on the gas and keep that momentum up. Fulton definitely a top 5 driver with bad luck, not hurting his chances here. This is about where all the action is on track, as everybody else fairly stretched out besides these 4 drivers going at it for the 7th place position. It's Strunk, Parks, Vickery, Fulton, all lined up nose to tail. All the drivers being very careful when to show their cards. It looks like here comes Shea Darger at the inside line, trying to get a lap back as well. Will move up along the inside line of Fulton. Just shy of 50 laps left to go here. As Darger cutting through the field will slow this battle down slightly. His driver's hopping out of the way. As I say that, here comes Derek Fulton up the inside line. Trying to get by. We got a little bit 3-wide shenanigans there. That looked like Jeff Merck muscling through in the number 60 machine. Fulton still looks like he will complete that pass on Vickery, moving up into 9th. Look at Ryan Strunk coming down pit road for a green flag stop. I think Strunk may be able to make it till the end here. It's going to see how that strategy call pays out for him. As Parks, Fulton, Vickery, and now Babb will hold on to a top 10 position. We check in on race leader Ricky Howe Jr., that number 5. 11 drivers still on the lead lap. Larry McDonald in his pit stall for an extended stay, a minute 20 and counting so far, getting those damages repaired. As Howell just keeps sliding ever so carefully through traffic here at Dover. Stephen Page, the number 1 machine, comes down pit road for what could be his final stop of the evening. Garrett Fulton in a battle here with Eric Parks. Wally Babb sits behind by about 5.8 seconds. He will not be joining this battle anytime soon. Parks working the inside line against Fulton for the 6th place position. Fulton on the middle line. Parks down low. Looks like Parks ahead by about just barely 100th of a second as they continue to go side by side here at Dover. Parks staying glued to the apron. Fulton up high, trying to carry a little bit more momentum. Looks like it bodes well for Fulton. Don Ballou down pit road for his final stop in the number 9. Eric Parks follows suit. Fulton stays out. Now Howell set himself up for a long run. He stayed out for 47 laps, his opening run. He should have a lap, maybe one more of fuel before that number 5 must come down pit road. Your top 5 staying out even longer. Howell, Radke, Ross, Stahl, Babb. We think, oh, there we go. Radke, Ross, and Stahl down pit road. Howell may be coming in next time by. Both Howell in 1st, Babb in 5th with a lap 47 pit stop. Both Howell and Babb coming down pit road. Ooh, Howell hot on the brakes there on the entry cones. Has to be mindful of those speeding penalties. It's a slow race down pit road between Howell and Babb. McCullough leads a lap here at Dover on pit strategy. His last pit stop was lap 48. He's got to be getting close on fuel as well. As Howell rolls out of pit road, looks like everybody inside the top 10 on a 4-tire pit strategy. With 40 laps left to go, I think this is going to be pretty tight on fuel for some of the drivers. Especially Jeff Merck now in 2nd. His last pit stop was on lap 70. That's going to show Merck very short on fuel as now McCullough comes down pit road. Merck's got to be really hoping for a late race caution here. As he will be about 17 laps short on fuel to make it till the end. Behind you can see John Mullahan, who's had a bit of bad luck here today, still trying to get those laps back. Merck continues to charge up front. Let's go a little bit further back. Ryan Strunk, Jeff Radke having a battle for 6th. Radke right on the bumper of that 77. Radke came in a lap 93. He's got 5 lap fresher tires than Strunk. Radke looks like he's going to set up for an inside move. Yes, he is. Radke moves up into 6th. And while that's going on, John Ballou moves up to 2nd. Getting around Ricky Howell. Howell does have 3 lap fresher tires, so maybe going to follow along with Ballou for a moment and see what's going on. 35 laps left to go in today's main event. Dargert out of pit road for his final stop of the evening. Looks like 11 drivers remain on the lead lap. Again, all 20 still out on the racing surface as things are getting a little bit squirrely here. Baloo and Howe muscling their way through traffic. That's Eric Parks in the 73. He's going down a lap. And here we go. The battle for the lead is over very quickly. Baloo and Howe quickly slide by Jeff Merckx, number 60. We know Merckx going to be very short on fuel. He's going to have to box at least one more time. Just not going to be able to fuel save and gain those extra 17, 18 laps that he needs. But I think right now, Merckx just praying for a late race caution to keep that number 60 Toyota Tundra still in the fight here at Dover. Baloo enjoying the clean air on the front of that number 9. It's still Chevy and Chevy, 1 and 2 with Baloo and Howe. Merck, our fastest Toyota, holds on to third. Staying right there with Baloo. Chad Ross moves up into third ahead of Stephen Page. Page on what looks like to be about 4 lap older tires than Ross. Howe running in second, that baby blue number 5. He does have 3 lap fresher tires than race leader John Baloo, as they're still separated by a 1/10 of a second. But one must wonder, is Baloo saving a little bit more tires with the clean air, avoiding the dirty air off the back fenders? That Ricky Howe is just eating up from Baloo. Got a little bit more traffic ahead. Looked like that may have been Mullihan. Yes, it is, the number 6. Now Jeff Merck had some sort of issues. He took a tow back to pit road. He will not get the caution he was looking for. It looks like it is back in the virtual hauler. McDonald down pit road for yet another stop in the number 80 machine. Segment winning question is, what is going to happen here between Baloo and Howe? As the laps are rapidly clicking off, we are fairly confident both drivers can make it till the end here on fuel. I believe Baloo should have 3 laps extra of fuel at the end if all things stay the same. And here we go, the battle for the lead. Ricky Howe Jr. up the inside line will slide around John Baloo's number 9. And once again, Howe's going to lead the field here. The hard charger up 17 positions. Now John Baloo, he's racing with DFR Baloo team this season. Ricky Howe looks to be racing as a solo entry with no team. looks like Hal extending that gap 0.4 of a second over Baloo. We've got 22 laps left to go here at Dover. The field very stretched out at this point, as it looks like, but all but one driver still out on track racing. Larry McDonald's been in his pit stall for a long time now. It's another 2 minutes and 40 seconds getting some damages repaired. Darger staying out as well, trying to get some more points. In theory, he should be able to pick up a spot and move up into 18th as Jeff Merck has put it back in the virtual hauler. Jeff Vickery looks like, does he make the pass on Ryan Strunk? Yes, he does for 8th. Vickery having a good run here as well in that number 21. He's up 6 positions. Laps left to go here at Dover. Race leader Ricky Howell has built up a 1.1 second advantage. Relatively clear track ahead of him. He's got a little bit of traffic with what looks like it's going to be Mullahan. And we've whittled it down to only 9 drivers on the lead lap here. Howell, race leader, hard charger of the evening. Clicking off laps and making it look easy here for the fans at Dover. But Baloo is closing the gap as well, has whittled it back to 0.6, now 0.7. How it built up over a 1.1 second advantage at one point. So Baloo may have left something in the back of the old proverbial tank. Meanwhile, further back, racing still going on. Derek Fulton putting the pressure on Corey Stahl in the 16 machine. It's about to tick over, 15 laps left to go. Fulton had that bobble on pit road. Wants to salvage it and looks to the inside line of Stahl. Stahl in the orange and yellow, red and orange. Fulton in the black and green, number 70. Fulton completes the pass and moving up into 6th. That's 7 spots gained for the friendly Canadian. He's got Dalton McKinney right ahead in the 46. McKinney a lap down. Going to be a big ask for Fulton to try and improve much more from this point. He's about 1.9 seconds back from Radke. Has built up a half-second advantage over Corey Stahl. But we've got action up front, ladies and gentlemen. John Baloo has closed the distance to Ricky Howe with 13 laps left to go. We've got a battle for the lead shaping up after all. A quarter of a second separating Howe from Baloo. Both drivers very matched on pace, but there's traffic everywhere as the race leaders try and cut through. Howe able to get through fine. Baloo does the same. Still a quarter of a second back from Howe in the baby blue and black number 5. Baloo trying to pick those spots, seeing where he thinks he can get around Howe. Not wanting to show those cars too early as they work through even more traffic. Mullihan hops through the high line, allowing the race leaders by. 8 drivers remain on the lead lap as we are 10 laps left to go here at Dover. Blue still 2/10 off the back of Howell. These are the 2 closest drivers out on track, and it's for all the marbles, the opening race of segment 7. 9 laps left to go. Baloo stalking and waiting. He's on 3-lap older tires than Howell, but I think Baloo's been doing a little bit of saving here, making sure he's got something for the number 5 at the tail end of this thing. Looks like clean traffic ahead for Ricky Howell. Clean air on the front of that number 5. 8 laps left to go. Baloo takes a peek to the inside line, nowhere to put it as Howell drops back down low. Derek Fulton has made a move up into the top 5. I take back what I said. Fulton did find a little bit left there at the end. After a bit of misfortune, really salvaging the race and especially some points for this segment. There's going to be 6 laps left to go. Baloo's falling back to about 1/4 of a second. Does he have the tires? Does he have the time to make another shot at the race leader, Ricky Howell? Oh no, a big bobble out of Baloo, tagging the outside wall. That's going to give Howell a half-second advantage, now 6/10. Baloo in big trouble here as we're 5 laps left to go. If he wants a shot at closing the Howell, it may have just been taken away from him. Howell extends the gap now to 9/10 of a second. Baloo heavy damage on the right side, that number 9. As we click it over, 4 laps left to go. Ricky Howell Jr. up 17 positions, now has a 1-second advantage over Baloo. If we can take it to the white flag, we will end this thing without any cautions, without any green-white checker attempts, and just green flag racing. We've had on, for the most part, a 2-stop strategy out of all these drivers. As Howell looking good here. The gap now 1.3 seconds over Baloo. Even Page with a late race pit stop. He's going to lose all sorts of positions as he already drops back to 7th. Losing spots to Radke Stahl. Vickery moving up into 7th as well. The strategy for the number 1 machine just a few laps short on fuel. We're 2 laps left to go here at Dover. Ricky Howell is looking good here to win the segment opener. And I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly, this will be Howell's first official win of the segment, or excuse me, of the season. White flag is out. And Ricky Howell will take the checkered here at Dover. A big win for the number 5 machine. John Baloo will finish 2nd. And Chad Ross will round out the top 3. And Ricky Howell's going to put on a smoke show for the fans here at Dover. The number 5, a massive win, kicking the segment off right. And Howell with his 2nd race of his time here at FEG PC. enjoying the first-time win in that number 5. Very well deserved. We've got Baloo here. We're waiting on Ross. And then we will get the podium celebration started. So let's get things started. Up first, it's going to be Chad Ross join us with a third-place finish. Chad, welcome back, my friend. A clean race, green from start to finish, and seemed like pretty much everybody was on the same strategy here this evening. Well, let's try that once more. We've got Chad Ross join us in the 38, picking up a great third-place result. A nice, clean race truck. Ran green flag from start to finish, and Chad, it looks like everybody was on the same strategy here tonight.
Yeah, you were kind of forced into having to make it 45 laps to cut it in thirds, and if you ran it real hard, you weren't going to. But so I guess some guys were pitting early, but we were able to do it, man. And don't got a scratch on the truck, man. I can't believe it for Dover. So I'll take it, man. I think it's my third time in a row talking to you, buddy. So
yeah, I know the hits just keep coming here, thankfully, and it looked like again it was a surprisingly clean race. Was that what you were expecting coming into tonight? Were you expecting to be a little bit rougher? What was your expectations?
No, I was planning for a few cautions. I guess I wasted money buying them extra tires. They're still sitting in the pits, but with a third place, and I wasn't involved in a wreck, so I can't complain too much about it.
Well, hey, a great race all the way through. I know today was a lot kinder to you than last time we were here. You way back in May, you finished 21st, so glad things turned around, and like you said, a lot of momentum. And Chad, before we let you sign off, who do you want to give a shout out to that helped make this third place possible for you?
Thanks all my buddies on Team 3. It's kind of a rough night for us, so I was glad to be able to kind of carry the flag for us tonight. Thanks to you for getting out of bed and doing the broadcast. I thought I was afraid we were going to miss you. Thanks to Jeff for putting it on, and I want to say hi to my dad at home watching.
Awesome, Chad. Always a pleasure, my friend. Hope to see that momentum continue, and congratulations on third here tonight, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. Hope to talk to you in the next one.
Yes, sir. That was Chad Ross in the 38. Join us up next. We're going to get Mr. Baloo himself in the number 9 machine. Looked like a great run. Looked like you had something at the end, and a little tag with our outside wall. I think that was coming out of 4, and seemed like that was all she wrote for you here this evening.
Yeah, James is a little rusty, man. Was trying a little too hard. Also blew the right front off of it, and didn't help hitting 3 laps before Ricky did. He did a good job managing his strategy, and that's just ultimately what cost us the race. Was taking 2 tires on the first stop. I wish I would have known it was a 2-stop race. I would have took 4 tires both times, but it is what it is. We're back at it and just trying to stay in the top 15 for the finale.
Now, talking about you were 3 laps, came down pit road at lap 91 compared to Howell's lap 94, but you were still able to mount a very aggressive return charge up towards the front. Were you thinking, like, I've got this at this point, or were you thinking in the back of your head, all right, I might be using up too much tire on this one?
Yeah, no, I knew I didn't have it when I pitted 3 laps before him, and I barely beat him out of pit road. If I had about a 1.5-second lead or something, it would have been a different story. But yeah, it just comes down to need more seat time. I've been out just doing other things, and it ended up costing me the race. But we finished second. I think my team ended up finishing pretty well. Derek ended up 4th. He just got off surgery and he's driving 1 arm, so that was pretty impressive. But other than that, I had fun. It was good to be back.
Very good to have you back. Another great race. I know it wasn't quite what you wanted, but hey, coming back and getting a second, a good points to start off segment 7. And before we let you go, who do you want to give a quick shout to that helps bring home this second place for you and your team?
Yeah, I got to thank ReaperSpeedLab.com. Go check them out. Get some of the best open setups on the market. Also got to thank everybody at DFR Blue. We got a good team. We just got to keep putting these races together and try to be there at the end. That's all that matters.
Well, consistency has always been your forte. Always a great time talking to you, and hope to have you back up here next week, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you, James.
Thank you, sir. That was John Ballou finishing second. But up next, the man, the myth, the legend, Ricky Howell Jr. up 17 spots in the top spot, the number 5, and ran it start to finish green flag conditions, and it seemed like that number 5 was just hooked up and on rails all this evening.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be tire wear come in a big part of it, but we just managed the tires right, and stayed out, and thing ran green. It really helped us out. I was a little worried on gas there too.
Now, Ricky, I mean, it's a race at Dover. If I'm looking at this right, it's your second race here at the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series. With that being said, you don't know a lot of the drivers quite yet, and you're not quite sure what to expect. Were you expecting us to go green start to finish, or were you expecting at least a few cautions here tonight?
I thought for sure that there was going to be, a few cautions. I figured guys would get mixed up on tires, old tires and new tires, and get into something. But just guys did great, man. Thing went green flag. It was awesome.
And Ricky, when we saw Ballou come down pit road on lap 91, you're able to stretch it out 3 more laps after that. Were you thinking in your head, all right, I think I've got a good shot at this with seeing the different strategies develop?
Yeah, I didn't know what everybody else was on, but I knew we was going to be close on fuel. And I came out, and he gained quite a bit, getting them tires ahead of me. I was like, how in the world did he get that much on me? But we was able to save a little bit of tires there. I was behind him, and it felt like he was running a little hard. I still just ran my line, and we got back around him, and there with about 20 to go, I really started having to check the fuel on the thing.
Well, a lot of fun to watch down, Ricky, and you guys put on a great show start to finish. Now, later in the segment, we've got Atlanta Motor Speedway, New Smyrna, Texas, before the championship night at Auto Club. Any tracks listed there that you're particularly excited about or apprehensive about?
I think we can win New Smyrna. I think we can win Atlanta. I don't know about Auto Club, but I think we can do pretty good there too.
Well, awesome. Let's see. It's going to be a lot of fun and a great first win for you here tonight. A lot of fun, clean racing, and just a dominant victory, hard charger and race winner. Ricky, before we let you sign off, you've got the privilege, the pleasure, my friend, the final send-offs of the evening. Who do you want to give a shout out to that helps make this win possible for you?
I want to thank all the guys back at Phantom Racing. My son, he helped me there. We had to figure out the fuel mileage there. We had to cut the thing off and clutch it, the last about 15 laps. But he helped me out with that. And, thank Jeff for putting it on. Thank you guys for the awesome broadcast you guys do.
Well, my absolute pleasure, Ricky. Thank you. And good to have you up in the top spot for the first time. Hopefully many more to come. And congratulations again on a great win here tonight.
All right. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You as well, sir. That was Ricky Howell bringing home the top spot here, kicking off segment 7 in style here at the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series. On behalf of FEGPC.net, my name has been James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for spending your Monday night with us. I look forward to having you back same time, same place next week. Have a great night, everybody.